Bonsoir. Before starting university, I was living in Vienna, unsure of what I wanted to study. At the time, I loved visiting fine arts museums and became fascinated with how art evolved over the different periods. For example, during the Gothic period, paintings were flat. They were two-dimensional. By the early Renaissance, artists began to apply perspective rules to make images look much more three-dimensional. That fascination led me to do a minor in art history. And though I don't work in the field now, human perception and the idea of how we can display images to look much more three-dimensional has very much inspired my research. Specifically, I'm developing software tools to visualize and display anatomical patient data to help clinicians diagnose and treat neurological disease. Part of my research looks at how we can visualize and add depth cues to images such as MRIs and CT scans. One of the applications of my research is in image-guided neurosurgery or neuronavigation. To understand that, think first about how you navigate in your car. We navigate with the help of a GPS system. As you drive, your car's position is continuously updated on the map in your car, and you're told when and where to turn in order to get to your destination. The shortcoming is that you have to look at a separate navigation system, and so you're shifting your focus away from the road, which is detrimental to your task at hand, in this case, driving. A few years back, BMW developed a solution to this problem using augmented reality, or AR. In their cars, the navigation information can be displayed directly onto the car's windshield, similar to that of a fighter pilot's heads-up display. So now the driver has all the information in their field of view and no longer has to shift their attention between where they're driving and their GPS system. Now let's bring that back to the medical domain. Just as satellites are tracking your car's position, in the operating room, infrared cameras are tracking surgical tools and allowing the surgeon to see the location of that surgical tool with respect to the patient's medical images. This guides the surgeon to the anatomy of interest, such as a tumor or an aneurysm. Through my research, what I'm working on is developing what we can call the BMW of image-guided surgery. I'm using augmented reality to display guidance images in the field of view of the surgeon. This way, the surgeon no longer has to look away from the patient to get the guidance information they need to perform the surgical tasks they're doing. My research is focused on creating augmented reality visualizations so that the anatomical data appears at the proper depth and can accurately guide the surgeon. In neurosurgery, our hope is that augmented reality could enable surgeons to remove as much disease as possible with greater precision while sparing healthy tissue. In order to develop these methods and validate our research, I've been fortunate enough that my students are able to collaborate with workers, clinicians, and researchers at the Montreal Neuro. In my ideal world, I would have a mock operating room at Concordia so that students could test their new methods and technologies that they develop before bringing them into the clinical setting. This environment would attract top talent and take new technologies to a level where they can be brought into the clinical domain. Our goal is to make these technologies a mainstay of operating rooms so that all patients can benefit from them. Thank you, merci et bonne soirée.